Hello, I'm Rob Gondry with Carbony Celtic Winds, and we're going to talk today about the half-set drones that we make here at Carbony. This is the fully modern set. If you have one of my older sets, and you see something on here that you'd like for your set to do, call me. We'll do an upgrade. There's a couple new things we have with this, but I thought it was a good time to do an update on how to adjust the reeds, how to take it apart, and how to put it back together once you've done that. So this is a half set. I'm first going to talk about sort of the basic operation of it. We have an individual drone valve. So there's a tenor, a baritone right here, and a bass. And each one has a little valve. They basically can shut it on and off. If it's parallel to the drone, then it's on, and if it's perpendicular, it is off. You can do micro adjustments, restrict the airflow just a little bit and reduce the volume just a hair, and also change the pitch just up a little bit by having it slightly off, and then it'll raise the pitch if you want to make a micro adjustment without the major adjustment is to move the drone in and out. And you can do that here, and then with the bass, you just grab the puck and move it back and forth. So you'll set the pitch there. You might make a micro adjustment with the valve, or you can shut it off all the way. There is another switch we now have on our set, which turns the drones on and off. That's off, and that would be on. It's only about a 1/4 inch of travel, and you'll hear the drones go on and off. So it's not going to be, you'll know when they're on, and when they're off, they're off. And then, so if you do need to get to the reeds, you can take the whole assembly out of the common stock. I'll show you how to do that later. But if you're adjusting the individual reeds, this set has the Easy Drone reeds. So you're gonna if you move the valve back and forth, it'll loosen it, and then you can kind of scooch it out. And there's your tenor drone. This is the reed you can adjust, and each set comes with instructions from Easy Drone. This is an Easy Drone reed. If you turn it in clockwise, that raises the pitch. Turn it counterclockwise, that will raise the pitch. The reed seats are also threaded, so if you turn it and the whole reed turns, it's coming out. So you want to maybe hold the reed and just turn the end there. But that does bring up another point. When I set the reeds in, I always like the valve to be pointing out away from the middle of the bore, so the other side of the valve is pointing in. To help get phase lock of all the drones, you want the blade to be kind of in the same rotational axis as the back of the valve, and that way all the drone reeds will be pointing next to each other, and you'll be able to get phase lock when they all tune and play together at the same time. So like I said, you can turn them off individually. You can also turn off a drone while it's playing by putting your finger on the end, but if you want it always off, you can just use that valve. So anyway, the blade is here, and if it's reed's eating too much air, you want to close it, so you'll move this rubber band down, and if you want to open it, you will move the rubber band so the blade will have a greater distance between it and the body. Opening the blade will lower the pitch, closing the blade will raise the pitch, so you can compensate from that either by your tuning here, or if you feel like for example, this tune, you don't feel you have enough tunability here. So in this case, it's almost all the way collapsed. So if I raise the pitch here with the thread at the end of the drone reed, that will mean for it to be in tune, I'd have to make this part longer. So if you want a good amount of tunability there, at least a 1/4 inch, or more, so you can adjust this to get that to be ideal. So you can actually mouth blow the Easy Drone reeds, just not for too long. You don't want to get a lot of moisture in there. But if you kind of do a swallow and just play them for a second, you can tune them before you put them in. So each one slides in. I am going to take a look at the bass drone. You want to be a little careful when you take the bass drone out of the canister. If you feel any resistance at all, don't force it, because there's the reed blade might get a little tangled up. But this one's coming out today without any problem at all. So thought it was coming out with no problem. Why is, there we go. Just to show you how this part is bonded because of the wall thickness being so thin, but this is a tri-chamber, so the air goes from here to here to here to here. So this part, you shouldn't have to do much, but if you're curious, this has got O-rings that go into this section, and then this is bonded in, and then this comes off like this. So when I disassemble the when I disassemble the pipes to put in the bag, I do take this part off, which you probably already know by now. But anyway, so this is the base drone. You want the valve here to kind of face the rest of it, because that needs to not clank with the rest of it, so, or not run into the other two drones. But anyway, it's the same idea. Adjust the blade with this rubber adjustment band here, and you can adjust the pitch here. If they're shutting off, that means they need to be open. If they're eating too much air, that means they need to be closed. Sort of rule of thumb. Now then, for single reeds, or all reeds actually. So I do want to talk about, we did talk about this, how it opens and closes. Let me show you that mechanism. Now the common stock goes into a canister here, which does remove from the bag. So there you go. And there's our little switch right there. There's a baffle in here. I just started doing that. If you don't have a baffle, and let me know and I can install one in your pipes. You do need to maybe hold the switch if you're going to take it apart. So do not try and take the drone assembly out of the canister until you take this off. So I will loosen it with some little pliers, and then there's a screw here. Okay, don't lose it. Put it on my knee. This disc here is threaded as well, so that's going to come off. And with that should be the piece of leather that seals it. Now take that off. Now if you have an older set, you can remove it all now. I have the baffle installed in here, so that kind of recenters this rod, so it's not just guided by the top. That's made a huge difference in just sort of the uniformity of the switch closing and opening. So here I'm taking the last screw out, and I'll show you where the baffle is on the bottom of it. So then to take this out of there, if you haven't done it in a while, it might be a tight squeeze, but go ahead and leave the drones in. Everything's carbon fiber. You're not strong enough to break it, so just give it there we go, a little twist, and there you can see the inside of what's going on. So this is the rod that's opening and closing. These are the 3 drone reeds, and there's 3 O-rings here. You can see we do have the baffle now, where you can see through that there's a little keyhole and then 3 openings to let the air in. When you so once you got it apart, if you want to, I don't know just to know that it will, if this gets stuck, you may want to lubricate it and stuff, if it gets a particle in it. But anyway, when you put it back together, the key is, and you can do this with or without the drone reeds, or without the drones in it at all, but for simplicity's sake, I'm going to do this. You want to be careful if you got the reeds in there. Then you want to make sure that that rod feeds through the center hole of the baffle. So I'm going to attempt to do that. So there's one, and there, it went right through. And you can see how it protrudes now. And then once it's protruding, the order of operation is to put a screw on, then the washer, then the leather, then the supporting disc for the leather, and then another screw just to make sure that you get two screws that lock against each other. It prevents stuff from falling off and into the bag where you have to dig it out. So I have one screw, I have a little bitty washer, I put on, then the leather, and the leather has two sides, sort of a fuzzy side and a smooth side. I believe, and there may be some science to support this, the smooth side seals better. So I always put a smooth side down, and then the metal disc that's threaded. I'm thinking of going to, I know there's an Irish coin that people use for this. I may go to a silver dollar, because these are made in America. So anyway, thread that on, and then thread this on. If the O-rings if it gets hard, then you want to use to pull off anything. Silicone lube is best on the O-rings. It's a silicone O-ring lube. You can get it at a hardware store. In a pinch, you can use these are Buna O-rings, so that you can actually use lip balm or cork grease or a petroleum product's not going to degrade them. It's just the silicone lube is sort of the finest lube, so it doesn't seem to attract as much dirt as petroleum products. So, and I always put a little on the inside of, not just on the O-rings, but a little on the inside of the mating surface to give them that little extra. But anyway, so once you have it back together, you can verify that opening and closing with the switch. And then here we go, just one O-ring at a time. Now when you sit this on your lap when you're playing it, you want to make sure that you can rotate it here. You can actually rotate it here too, but don't try and pull it out unless you've got the valve disconnected. So if it's on your lap, you generally want the tenor and the baritone up front. Usually some people like the tenor closer to them and the baritone a little farther, but make sure the bass is on the bottom. So, and then you can adjust all three without having to go twisting around, having to rotate them. So you do have three valves that should be adjustable, turning on and off while it's on your lap as well. So there you have it. So once you get it back together, make sure that the bar for the bass is what sits on your lap, and then you should be ready to go and play. Hope you're having a great day, and thanks for checking out my video. And if there's other videos you'd like to see me make, just send me a note, and we can move forward with that. And I want to try and do one a week. So more ideas you give me, the more videos you're going to get. So thank you very much for your time. Hope you had a great day. Bye now.